Hey there, Southern. Welcome to another episode of Film Guy Reviews. I'm your film guy, Matthew St.Clair.
And I'm Kristin Carlson.
So now that 2015 has come to a close, we will give you guys a quick rundown on what we thought were the best films that 2015 had to offer. These are our lists of the top 10 films of 2015. Kristin, we'll start with your number 10.
Number 10 for me was Bridge of Spies. I fully enjoyed Mark Rylance. I feel carried the whole movie for me, and that's why it's on my top 10, the movie. I'm so happy he's up for an Oscar for it.
Absolutely.
And I thought he carried it.
Yeah. I thought he was so good, he made me wish that he had his own movie.
Mm-hmm. What was your top 10? Your number 10?
Well, my number 10 is Ex Machina. In the midst of all these over-bloated, CGI-written summer blockbusters, Ex Machina is proof that minimalist sci-fi can be successful and based on its storytelling and acting, and it kind of brought me back to the glory days of science fiction films like Alien and The Terminator, which showed that less is more.
My number 9 was Carol, and I was debating whether this should be on the list or where it should be on the list because I feel it wasn't a movie for everyone. You either liked it or you didn't. My friend who I saw it with, she didn't like it, but I enjoyed it, and I'm a huge Cate Blanchett fan.
Myself included.
And I thought her acting, it was great as usual. Even Rooney Mara and everyone in it was, even Sarah Paulson, everyone.
Oh, Sarah Paulson, she was... Number 9 is perhaps the funniest film I've seen all year, which is Spy. I saw that a couple more times on DVD, and what's awesome about it is that it's even funnier the second or third time. And Melissa McCarthy was not only her usual funny self, but I'm pretty baffled that Rose Byrne is not a front runner for supporting actress at the Oscars. She just, as great as the ensemble is, she just owns every scene she's in. Whether she's rocking the beehive like it's nobody's business or throwing a huge hissy fit like in the hotel room scene. Mm-hmm. She's a very gifted comedian, and the rest of the movie was hilarious as well.
My number 8 was Inside Out.
My number 3.
Nice. I'm not a huge animated movie fan, but I fully enjoyed this, and I think it's one of the best animated films I've seen in a while.
I would say it's Pixar's best since Finding Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 8 is The Martian. A few films I saw in theaters left my face smiling with joy like The Martian did. Thanks to its optimistic main protagonist played by Matt Damon and its upbeat 70s soundtrack. Compared to more somber sci-fi films that came out in recent years like Gravity and Interstellar, this one was more lighthearted in tone, and I like how the way it stands out amongst those.
My number 7 was Grandma with Lily Tomlin and Marcia Gay Harden. Had to wait a long time for it to come out. I was waiting and finally got to go see it, and I thought it was hilarious. Lily Tomlin, the way she delivered all the lines and everything, it was just, that's why it was in my top 10.
My number 7 is Sicario.
That's my number 6.
It's funny because even though there's not a whole lot of action sequences, it's still one of the most tension-filled movie watching experiences I've seen all year. And my number 6 is Kingsman: The Secret Service, which was one of the most pleasant surprises I've seen all year. And it's funny because even though it's kind of a spoof on films like James Bond, it's still 10 times better than the James Bond movie that came out last year.
Yeah, my number 6 was Sicario, which I also enjoyed as well.